Okay, so welcome to you all. Again, thank you so much for being present here with me in the space. Thank you so much for carving out this piece of time and for committing to this practice, putting aside other things for today, and just being here with me to receive this ceremonial song circle online. As I was saying before, this was inspired by Sophie and a few other people actually who haven't been able to be present in the song circles that I've been holding up here in the Northern Rivers. And whilst it's obviously going to be really different being online in this way, it also means that I get to connect and share with those of you that are further away. And so, I feel really blessed that we've got this kind of technology that's making this possible. It is really new for me. It's definitely a growth edge. I've done a few little bits and pieces through Zoom, but I'm learning as I go. So I really appreciate your patience if I sort of fumble along the way. So, the pros of being able to connect in this space is that, it obviously bridges the distance and the gap between us, which is really beautiful and very special. And it enables us to obviously to be able to have children running around in the space or other things taking place around us, that we don't have to completely separate and segregate our life, and you can still be in your home tending to the things that you need to tend to, but still tuned in to this space. So it feels so much more inclusive, particularly for parents at home with children, grandparents even, at home with children, that you can still be here and on mute and tuning in. The downfall is that the sound quality with the technology is not quite where we would love it to be yet. So it's really best for one person to be making sound at a time, and we will have a moment where we might actually explore what it might sound like if we all come off mute and try to sing together, just as an experiment, because I'm curious what that would look and feel like. It's kind of beautiful because it can create a sense of safety. It means you can be singing there at the top of your lungs and you don't have to feel like anybody else can hear you, and you can explore what the sound feels like in your body, and also too what's coming up for you as you sing. And the edges, like just acquainting ourselves with the edges of like, where do I feel really comfortable and at home with my voice and my song, and then where do I start to feel uncomfortable, and what is that about? Because some of the content that we're going to go into with the 3-month container is actually really connecting deeply with our ancestry, some of the ancestral trauma around using our voice and being heard, and our woundings and where those woundings are in our body, how they play out in our life, how they cause us to contract around our creative expression. And then using different sort of practices and sort of techniques and voice activation strategies and sound healing strategies to then clear the light body and balance the chakra systems, to use particular mantras, to sing into the field, to clear away some of these kind of karmic knots or residual stagnant energies that are kind of stuck in us and just don't really know how to let go. And then start to, over the weeks, use different songs to just gently, slowly open up to really receiving and feeling and healing through the use of our voice. I've got a bit of a plan for the 14 weeks because I like to have structure and be organized. But I also know that God has a way with plans, and I am also very ready to and love to actually work with the mystery of what's actually present in the space at that time. So whilst there'll be a structure and we're going to be going through the 7 sacred directions and working through the chakras and the light body and the physical body and our ancestors and all these aspects over the 14 weeks, I will also be really present and working with what is like immediately available between the unique constellation of humans that gather in the space and commit to this journey. It's a really beautiful gift for us, particularly over the winter here in the Southern Hemisphere, over the winter into the spring, to sort of do this inner deep dive work and come out in the springtime with, you know, some like, yeah, glorious new, well-watered, fertile seeds and growth. So, like I said before, only portions of this these sessions are going to be recorded, or particularly this session, to really strengthen the sense of safety and to really respect your privacy. A really, you know, big part of sharing our vulnerabilities is so rewarding and so healing for everybody in the container. And it's also sensitive and vulnerable and fragile content, and I really hold that very sacred and dear to my heart. So the sharings are not going to be recorded, and by being present in the space with me, I really request that there's a level of confidentiality, that nobody's going to be sharing about anybody else's experience unless you have their consent to do so. So they'll only be, for those that are tuning in later, they'll just see the portions of the session where I'm doing all the talking. And so before I proceed any deeper into this space, I really feel very called to honour and express my deep respect to the Indigenous people all over the planet, to the leaders, past, present and emerging, and all the spiritual custodians of the land that I live and dream on. And particularly to all of our ancestral lineages, right back to the beginning of time, all people, all places, all cultures, all traditions. In sharing these songs and these prayers, I'm singing and teaching from a place of complete reverence for the source from which they've actually originated from. And I really genuinely give thanks to that source, because it has gifted me and many people all over the planet such a wealth of spiritual diversity. So with that said, I will be sharing some links to different sacred song websites and online songbooks for different groups of people that are also aligned with me in the unification of all the spiritual traditions and all these cultures, and all of the wealth of spiritual wisdom that is being sort of unified at this time to really help to uplift humanity, to connect us with our creative human healing spirit, and support us as really incredibly deep, sustainable resources in our life to get us through these through this passage of time. So for those of you that haven't sort of interfaced with me before, I'm just going to share a little bit about what has brought me to this point and where I'm coming from with my offering. So I am, or I have been trained, studied naturopathy and art therapy, and from a very young age was very aligned and intrigued by nature I grew up in a Catholic household in the suburbs of Melbourne, and it felt very alien and foreign and didn't really make sense to me. And so I was on a spiritual mission at a very young age. At probably 8, I was questioning God in Sunday school, and was pretty like asking a lot of questions why the stories didn't make any sense. And so I was on a quest and a mission to make meaning out of the world, and it led me to working with many different power plants. I was pretty wounded. I had a pretty huge wounding as a child, and during my adolescence kind of strayed off the path and was losing a lot of faith. But I found sanctity in my creativity, and then through my connection with the power plants, namely ayahuasca and San Pedro, that I worked with for about 12 years. And through that journey, one of my main woundings and healing was around my voice, and I had so much stuck there. And I know through the years of engaging in those ceremonial spaces that so many people share this wounding. And I know from my experience too that it wasn't just, what happened to me as a child is also deeply connected with my ancestral story. And the traumas, the beliefs, the social conditioning about, all the things about how I should sound and not sound, and all the things. So when I was about 7, my stepsister recorded me on one of those tape decks, singing Mariah Carey, and like she forced me to do it. And so I was crying and singing Mariah Carey, and she played it back to me. And it was the most, it really damaged my psyche. And from that point, I promised myself I would never sing again. And all through my adolescence, even into my 20s, I wouldn't even sing drunk in the car. I hated the sound of my voice, and I was really, actually, admit, super jealous of people who could open their mouth and just sing. Because I was so choked up, like literally choked up. And so from spending a lot of nights drinking medicine and people singing all around me and feeling the spirit of the plant and the music coming through my body night after night, I started having these profound realizations and experiences, and having to really cross the threshold of my wounding into healing, and to really create some sort of salve for my inner critic. And so by sharing this, what I'm trying to express is that I'm not here because I think I have an amazing voice. My inner critic is still quite loud. And I was thinking this morning, I liken my inner critic to a chihuahua. So it's like totally harmless. It's actually harmless, but it's very loud and very persistent and extremely distracting and super annoying. And my inner critic, and I don't know if you can relate, but it's no matter what, whenever I am at an edge of my comfort zone and I'm going to do something that I haven't done before, it's just on full blast. And I now have learnt to just accept that that's what it does, and that's its job, and that's all it knows how to do. And I have strengthened the muscles of my spirit and my compassion and my witness and my higher self to then pour my energy and my focus deep into my heart and to share and to sing from that place regardless. And so if all I can do is to support and encourage and help you do the same, then my mission is complete. because really to be able to sing from my heart and to share these songs with you is just such an incredible gift and pleasure and blessing, and not something I had really ever imagined for my life, and a testament to what happens when we can move these mountains inside ourselves, and also the power of these prayers and the power of these songs that just want so much to be sung and to be kept alive. And so through all of my different work, I really have come to sort of believe that the sort of foundations, the sort of 5 foundations of our well-being as humans, has to do with our relationship with our creative healing spirit and our ability to heal through our creative power. And that really comes down to music and singing, dance and movement, art and creative sort of expression, food and medicine of the organic plant, local varieties, and ritual. And those 5 things, when we're able to enjoy them just for the blessing that they are, not try to make money or work or a commodity out of them, and we just receive them. They're like fundamental medicine to our human spirit. And really what has actually kept me going these past few years. So most of the details of the immersion that I'm opening up on the winter solstice is in the email that you've all received, and once people commit to that, I'll send through more information about what the sort of structure is going to look like. But like I said, I've got sort of 24 songs lined up, guided journeys with our ancestors and guides, light body activations, connecting with the inner wound, going through the 7 directions, the elementals, information about the songs, when and how they're used, how to alleviate nerves about sharing songs around other people and for other people. And yeah, essentially is like a healing reclamation journey of our heart song, and to integrate plant ceremony work, because I know that there's many people that have been drawn to this sort of, this space of sacred music and authentic sharing and transparency through their work with the plants. And this is part of integrating the work that's being done in those ceremonies into our daily life. And it's a big sort of direction that I'm moving towards in supporting people in integrating their plant medicine journeys into their daily life, and have started offering some sort of one-on-one integration mentoring for people, which is so desperately needed right now. There's a lot of consuming of things, and needs to be just as much integrating of things. So that is a bit of my spiel to get warmed up. I really would love to connect with those of you that are present in the space more personally, and get a sense of who we have here, what's brought you and called you into the space, and really get a sense of what it is you're actually, what you're looking for, what you'd love to receive. Like if you were to consider going on this journey with us, what you'd like to receive, what's missing in your life in this kind of ceremonial song space, and whether you have had experience with the plant medicines and this is part of the integration of that. So I'm going to stop recording for a moment, and we're going to just put aside a little bit of time, just like 15 minutes or so, just to have a little check-in and hear from you all over there, out there. So I'm going to pause this. Correct. Great. Okay. So yeah, thank you for all the sharings. Much appreciated. And I'm going to invite all of you now to make yourselves really comfortable as you can in the setting and the environment that you're in. So that might look like just closing down your eyes for a moment if you can, and just orienting, drawing the energy away from sort of looking into the computer screen, and just sort of drawing your energy inwards into your own body, into your own physicality. Connecting with your breath and just really presencing in your physical being to anchor yourself in your place where you are on the earth right now. To give you an overview of what this next hour will look like, I will in a moment proceed with an opening ceremonial meditation and invocation. We'll then go into a roughly 4 minutes of drumming, and you're most welcome obviously to pick up your instruments and to drum along. I encourage that actually, if you can. Drumming for 4 minutes, from what I have been, what I've learned along the way, creates a purified field of sort of entrainment in the space that we're in. So in simply playing the drum naturally, however it is, no right or wrong way, just letting the drum be played for roughly 4 minutes, enables everything in the space around us, between us, within us, to come into harmonic balance, into homeostasis. Any sort of dense energy is sort of dispelled, sort of broken up and dispelled from the space, and it creates a purified field where healthy, fresh, vital, pranic energy that is like live streamed from the earth and the sun in this moment to actually enter our energetic body and our physical body. So we'll go into a 4-minute drumming practice, and this is how I open all of the drum song circle spaces. And it's a really beautiful way to open any kind of healing space because it does a lot of the work for you. We'll then go into some chakra toning, and I will share my screen with you so that you can see the lyrics or the sound, the seed syllables of chakra toning. And this is one of the main voice activation practices that I use and that I share because it's such a beautiful way to feel how sound lands in the body and its ability to clear these different levels of our being from our energetic field, light body, and then the way that permeates deeper into our physical body. So I'll guide you through some chakra toning through the Bij mantras. And then we're going to spend a moment chanting Om Triambakam. This particular chant is one that I work with quite frequently because the purpose of this chant is that it protects us in challenging situations and helps to eliminate fear, to calm our soul, and to fortify and strengthen our resilience within adversity. And it's a super powerful mantra from India, and along with many different powerful mantras, kriyas that are shared there, this is one of my favorite and one that we'll be working with quite a bit. I've got 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 songs that I'm going to teach today. We'll see how much we get through, and then there'll be an opportunity if anybody feels brave to share a song. We'll see how we go, and then we'll close up with a closing sharing and a closing the space, sealing the space and the ceremony. So now you know the logistics. Your mind can just settle itself down with what it knows and relinquish control, and taking a moment to settle in to your breath. Just coming completely into connection with your breath. Slowing everything right down. And feeling as the air travels in through your nostrils and your mouth, into your lungs, your chest expanding, belly expanding. And then the way the diaphragm contracts, releases, let goes, expires, exhales. And settling in with this long, slow breath connection with the air element. As we connect with the air element, this first place of belonging, in complete reciprocity between us and the plant realm, sacred exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. As we receive each breath, you'll notice the way you naturally soften into the body, deepen into the body, feeling your body, all of the sensations, the weight, gravity, holding, grounding, connecting, anchoring you upon the earth. And drawing all of your attention and your energy down into the body and down into the earth, connecting with the earth element. Strong, stable, nurturing, nourishing. As you feel the support of the earth holding you, breathing this quality of support and safety up into your whole body, through your heart, allowing your heart to gently open and expand, your shoulders to gently open, melt, relax. Breathing this energy up through the central column, up through the spine, and up and out through the third eye, extending your awareness out, up into the cosmos, to the center of all centers, to the light source of all light. To the energy of above, and breathing, receiving this light. Prana, consciousness, traveling back down through your third eye into the body, meeting in the heart. And as your feelings, your sensory perception starts to expand, you may like to extend your awareness to the water within your body, to the blood traveling, transporting the oxygen, hydrogen, carbon dioxide throughout your entire physical vessel. Water, 70% of who and what we are. Our receptivity, feeling, emotional intelligence. And the way all the veins and arteries all travel to and from the heart. And journeying with this cycle from the heart to the heart, from the heart to the heart, feeling the heart pumping, beating in time in your chest. In the heart, all of these elements meet and are welcomed by the spirit, your spirit, and the element of fire, the eternal flame that burns infinitely and always in the center of your sacred human heart. Breathing into your sacred center, into the fire, with the air, the earth of your body and the water in your blood. And from this point, we open Aho Yahweh, Great Spirit, Mother Earth, Father Sky, Source of all of creation. Giving our deep gratitude to all of the forces seen and unseen, named and unnameable, that have conspired to make this gathering here and now present and available to each one of us. Together, where we find ourselves upon the earth, we anchor our love and light into the ground and cast a circle of light, love, wisdom and protection all around us by acknowledging the guardians of the east, the north, the west and the south, above, below and within. We welcome into this circle, into this celestial temple, multi-dimensional realm and space that we are co-creating, all of our benevolent ancestors from our matriarchal and patriarchal lineage, all of our totem animal allies, plant teachers, mineral Davic kin, all of the angelic realms, guides, guardians, protectors, bodhisattvas, and star nations from which we have originated. We welcome into this space also all of the ancient wisdom, wise ones, traditional custodians and carriers of these ways, to be with us, support us, encourage us, guide us, teach us. To find our voice, our resources, our innate intelligence and spiritual connection to this source that is regenerative, sustainable, and available to us all. May we each recognize our place within this circle, seeing the light in one another as a reflection of ourselves. And in this way, being in service together for the one and all and the highest good of all, now and forevermore. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Yahweh, Aho, Amen. In Lakesh, Namaste, through the Mother. So I invite you in your mind's eye to visualize the faces of all of the beings that are in this space together and see us sitting in a light-filled temple, crystalline, in its structure. Breathing the power of your imagination and visualization into this space, creating it from within. Settling completely into your space, into yourself in this circle. And when you're ready, reaching over, maintaining a soft sensory perception so that you're still as much as you can be within yourself, feeling the drum in your hand. If you don't have a drum by your side or that you can use, you can place your hand on your heart, because wherever you are, your heart is like a drum beating in time with everything, always. And as we step into this practice, I invite you to hold your drum up close to your heart, and with one hand just becoming acquainted with the feeling of the drum in your hand, or acquainted with the beating of your heart in your chest. And give thanks for this spiritual tool and technology, for all that it's offered and taught you thus far, and for the medicine that you're going to receive here today. And simultaneously, as you draw your hands over the face of the drum, from your heart, impregnating and permeating your intention for this practice in this moment into the drum, into the skin, to the fiber, into the energy of the drum. And then slowly finding your natural beat. Staying connected with your breath and your body is essential. With your breath and your body staying anchored here in the middle world is the doorway to your shamanic journey and your ability to traverse the multidimensional realms. Slowing everything right down, centering all of your awareness in the heart, and we're simply going to drum together. There's no right or wrong way. Allow your drum to guide you and teach you as we play together for a couple of moments, minutes. Breathing into the space, letting the sound of the drum gently settle into your entire being. We're going to settle straight into running through the chakra balancing, and then I think we'll go straight into singing the songs. And this is just a beautiful way to warm up our voices, warm up our throats, and settle into the medicine of sound. And so just following my lead and my guidance, you'll be able to see on the screen now the sounds and their associated chakras. And so as we go through this, it is most of what I love to share and teach is really done by listening. So whilst it's there for you on the screen, you can also just shut down your eyes, listen to myself, and then simply mimic the sounds that I'm making for yourself in your own body. It's really important to bring all your attention to each of the chakras as we go through this. So finding a straight spine, breathing right down the spine again, right down into the base, centering, stabilizing, and preparing for this chakra balancing. Starting with Lam, we're going to chant each of these sounds 3 times. I'll ring the chime, and then we will chant, and then I'll ring the next chime, and we'll move up through the chakras and continue chanting in that way. So taking one complete full inhalation to come to center, and complete exhalation, and beginning with Lam. 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 Vam. 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 To the solar plexus, Ram. Ram. chakra, yam, throat chakra, hum, third eye, om, and the crown chakra is an ong, O-N-G. Breathing, feeling into the quality of your energetic body, your light body activated. Feeling the result of this practice in your body. And I'll speak the mantra into this space on behalf of us all, and you're welcome to simply join in if you feel to. Om Trayambakayam Yajamahe Sukandim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshi Mamritat Swaha. We'll go into a deeper connection with that mantra in the 3 months together, but I really want to get into singing with you now. that we have set the space together. You can see, I believe, on my screen, I have so intelligently and amazingly shared the words here with you. Hey Yama Yo, Yana Way, Hey No Way is this, translates to be here now. It's when I share with those of you that continue on, I have got the recorded version of this song. I believe it's from South or Central America, and these are vocables. So these are simply sound syllables that they use to call spirit in and to send the prayer back off. And so they don't have direct translations of what each of these words mean. They're a feeling. They're beyond words. So I'm going to simply play the song so that you can receive it and feel what it sounds like, and then I'm going to invite you to join in. And as you can see here in the lines, these songs were always taught, some of these traditional ones were always taught as call and response, because the ceremonial leader or the person that was teaching or sharing or leading the prayer would sing the line, and then the whole community in the circle would then respond, and that was a way of backing and supporting and pushing the prayer. So the leader is like at the tip of the arrow, and the response is the wind guiding the arrow to where it needs to land. And we don't have control of where these prayers land, but we set the aim from our heart. And so all you really need to know in singing these songs and into upholding their integrity is, if you're coming from your heart, you can't be doing it wrong. It's not possible. The heart has space for all of it. It all belongs. So I'm going to start by singing. Please feel free to join in. And all of these songs I'm going to teach you quite slowly today, and some of them are sung a bit faster naturally, but we can go into that deeper as we go into our journey. Always when I start to play my drum, I always take a moment to catch my breath. I always make sure I can feel my bum on the ground and make sure I'm really centered and in my body before I start. I hold the song in my mind, in my heart, and I call the spirit of the song to be all around me, so that it's like just totally with me and in me and all around me before I even open my mouth. And that way I can trust that what comes through is just how it's meant to be in that moment. Hey Yama Yo Wana Hey Nei Yo, Hey Yama Yo Wana Hey Nei Yo. Hey Yama Yo inviting you to sing along. Nobody else can hear you. It's just you, yourself, and spirit. Hey yama yo ana hey ne yo. Hey yama yo wana hey ne yo. Hey yama yo ana hey ne yo. Hey yama yo wana hey ne yo. Wahi ayana. Hey, 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 ho. Wahi. Hey, 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 ho. Wahi. Wahi. Ayana. Hey, 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 ho. Wahi. Hey, 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 ho. Wahi. So whenever I'm coming to bring a song to close in a space, I always, in the last round, I try to slow right down. I try to soften my voice. And that way I and everybody else in the space know that the song is starting to draw to a close. And so we can prepare ourselves for the closure of the song. It can help, particularly when you're leading or conducting a space for other people. So everybody comes into synchronization of preparing to land and bring the song to a close in a gentle way, and then sit for a moment in silence, because it's when the singing and the drumming stops that the energy transmission of the song really lands, and you can feel that yourselves in your bodies. And you might also be familiar with it if you've been to kirtan sort of chanting sessions, where there's always a silent pause after every sacred song to really honor and receive the transmission and medicine of that song. And I'm going to introduce you to this beautiful one from a dear teacher of mine, Samat. Samat is a medicine woman and carrier, originally from Canada, who's living here now in the Northern Rivers. Spent many nights with her in TP, learning, singing, supporting her in ceremonies. And she works with the Red Road tradition, and also with Santidaimi tradition. And this particular song, I believe, is from the Danza de Luna, which is a moon dance that is conducted in North, South, and Central America. It's the sister women's feminine version of the sun dance, and the women gather every year to dance under the moon for 4 nights and sweat and sing and drum and pray in that way. So this is one of their songs. I believe, though, that she has made a a slight adjustment, I believe, from what I remember her teaching me with one of these words. So I'm just going to teach you the version that she's taught me. So it's pronounced Wei Tonan Sin, Wei Tonan Sin, and that's again call and response. Talatso Kamati Tonan Sin. So it may help as you're learning these songs to speak it out loud as I'm saying it to yourself, so you can feel what it's like in your mouth. Tlaso Kamati, Tlaso Kamati Tonan Sin. Yana hiana hiana heyo. Yana hiana hey ne away. Again, vocables. A lot of these songs have these vocables at the end, pushing the song, supporting it to go where it needs to go. So this is a Wei Tonan Sin. Tonan Sin is the spirit of the earth. Is singing to the spirit of the earth, connecting with the spirit of the earth, calling her into their awareness, into their presence, into respect, relationship, and reverence of the earth. This is a really very, very strong song. It's usually sung quite fast. I believe they also use it in some of the peyote ceremonies, and they're really pretty hardcore. So I'm going to try my best to share a slower version with you. And maybe, let me just, I just want to change how my screen is looking, if I can figure out how to do that. Maybe not. Just want to see you all. No, I'm not going to fuss around with it right now. Okay. So it sounds like this without the drum. Wei tonan sin, wei tonan sin. And then you respond, Wei tonan sin, wei tonan sin. Glatso klamati tonan sin, glatso klamati tonan sin. And then you respond, Glatso klamati tonan sin, glatso klamati tonan sin. Yana hiana hiana hey o, yana hiana hey ne away. Yana hiana hiana hey o, yana hiana hey ne away. So that's what it sounds like, and we'll go into drumming. I was going to try and experiment with people jumping on and seeing what the sound like, but I think we might save that to our little private little container over the next 3 months, because I'm going to squeeze every little second out of this last 12 minutes. I'm sorry that we only got this far, but this is how it is. Okay, let's go. Really make the most of it. Please, try to sing along for yourself there. Wei tonan sin, wei tonan sin, wei tonan sin, wei tonan sin. Glatso klamati tonan sin, glatso klamati tonan sin. Glatso klamati tonan sin, glatso klamati tonan sin. Yana hiana hiana hey yo, yana hiana hey ne away. Yana hiana hiana hey yo, yana hiana hey ne away. yo, yana yana, hey ne away, yana yana yana, yo, yana yana, hey ne away. I'm going to go into its actual timing so that you can feel it in its true pace. 왜 떠난진 떠난진 왜 떠난진 왜 떠난진 떠난진 왜 떠난진 까쪽라마디 떠난진 까쪽라마디 떠난진 까쪽라마디 떠난진 까쪽라마디 떠난진 야나히야 나히야 나히요 야나히야 나 hey 내 away 야나히야 나히야 나히요 야나히야 나 hey 내 away. 왜 떠난진 떠난진 왜 떠난진 왜 떠난진 떠난진 왜 떠난진 까쪽마디 떠난진 까쪽마디 떠난진 까쪽마디 떠난진 까쪽마디 떠난진 야나히야 나히야 나히요 야나히야 나 hey 내 away 야나히야 나히야 나히요 야나히야 나 hey 내 away. So, precious beings in the circle, I hope you felt and have felt the transmission of those two songs, and I really look forward to sort of getting more into them and being able to sort of marinate more strongly with these prayers when we dive deeper into 3 months. I want to honor our time agreement. I'm so sorry. I had another song here that I would have loved to share today, but I just don't want to stretch anybody beyond their time. And I apologize if I chewed up too much time with talking. I'll learn from that and make sure I don't do that next time. Give me a moment to stop sharing that and make that bigger, and then be able to see you all. That's better. what I'll do is I'm just going to close this little part of our portal that we opened up together. And then if you can stay for just a tiny bit longer and have a little closing sharing, that would be a really lovely way to close. And then if you can't have a closing sharing, then I totally respect and value your time. And you can just wave and say goodbye, and we'll reconnect some other time, I'm sure. Okay. I'm going to ask you to bring your awareness back into your body, back into the sensory perception and this crystalline temple, multi-dimensional temple space that we are co-creating here together with the light of each of our awareness and our spirit and our love. Just really feeling into this sacred container that we've created. And breathe into the blessings of these songs and these transmissions that have been shared. Yahweh, Great Spirit, Great Mystery, Mother, Father, and Source of all things. I extend my deep gratitude and thanks once again for all the blessings that you've bestowed upon each one of us throughout our lives, leading and guiding us to this very moment, to all the blessings, offerings, challenges, opportunities, and growth that are being shared with us at this time. I seal the circle and all the work that we have created here and shared here together by honouring and acknowledging the guardians of the East, North, West and South, above, below and within the sacred centre, where all things are held and unified by the loving grace of the sacred circle. May all of our highest visions, hopes and dreams and aspirations be magnified by the magic and miracles in this sacred space here together, and ripple out into our hearts, our bodies, our homes, our families, our friends, our work, our communities, out into the world, and support in the upliftment of all of humanity into full liberation, prosperity, and health, well-being. Yahweh, Aho, Amen, Namaste, and Lakesh, through the Mother. So before I finish recording, I just want to thank everybody for staying tuned in and tuning into this offering, this gift and transmission at this time. I really look forward to deepening in with those that are committing to coming on this journey with me, and I wish you all the very best in your lives, your healing, what you're bringing and birthing onto the planet this time, all that you're creating, your purpose, your potential, and your power, reclamation of your power. And then thank you.